I have an announcement to make, something that's been a very long time in the making, but let me start at the beginning. Remember the Ninja Turtles 3 video where I take the VHS tape, I slice it in half, and then I smash it to pieces? I got an email not too long after that asking, hey, do you still have the pieces of that VHS tape? Because I'd really like to have it if you could autograph it and send it to me. And I was like, wow, I threw it away. I don't have it. I would if I could. So after that, that always stuck with me. You know that saying, one person's junk is another person's treasure? There's always somebody out there who would want to have it. Ever since then, I've kept as many things from my videos as possible, especially since the movie. I've been renting a storage unit for years just to save stuff, planning one day to organize it all and auction things off for charity. I've participated in lots of charity events before and auctioned things here and there, but this is my first big one on my own. It's taken a while because I've always been working on videos, yet the longer it's been delayed, the more stuff I've accumulated. But this past winter, I finally started digging into the storage unit and we're getting this whole event organized. And now the time's right. In celebration of 10 years of the YouTube channel, it's AVGN The Auction. I have 65 items to get rid of. Original artwork, props, costumes, original shooting scripts, and storyboards. Not just from AVGN episodes, but a few from Board James too. I have no idea how much this stuff is worth. That's up to you to decide. No matter what, 100% of the proceeds go directly to charity. With many charity organizations to choose from, it makes sense to go with one that my family and I have had personal first-hand experience with, and that is Shriners Hospitals for Children. It's a network of hospitals all across the United States who use donation money to help treat children with injuries regardless of their family's ability to pay. Typically, hospital bills can be really expensive and lots of parents aren't able to pay for it. For example, if you're self-employed without a real job and without health benefits, your independent insurance doesn't cover much of anything. This is where Shriners helps. They welcome all kids no matter what economic status or ethnicity. You don't have to be affiliated with a certain religion or anything like that. Welcome all kids. And if you want to know how successful they are in treating children, then I can tell you from my own firsthand experience. My daughter, who's born at a different hospital, she was injured on delivery. I'll keep the story brief. Basically, what happened was that prior to the birth, her progress was not monitored properly, and my wife did everything right, leading up to the birth, strict diet, everything perfect. But the last minute, it became an emergency to get the baby out fast. They used forceps, vacuums, and all kinds of tools. I don't even fucking know what they were to yank the baby out. And I watched the whole thing, and in the process, the nerves in her arm were stretched, and she was not able to move her arm. Lots of people go through life without two arms and two legs, but to see it happen to a newborn infant, it's very upsetting, to say the least. It turned out she suffered a brachial plexus injury, clavicle fracture, developed a torticollis as well. And I'm not even talking about what my wife went through, but that's a whole other story, and she's still going through that. Anyway, we took our newborn to many different hospitals and organizations looking for an answer to what had happened to her, and nobody knew. Then we took her to Shriners, and there an expert saw her routinely, did a surgical procedure. She had to have her arm in a cast like this for many months. And she also had physical therapy done 3 times a week somewhere else, and the expert at Shriners would monitor that as well. Slowly, we'd see, she'd start to move her hand and the rest of her arm, and now 3 years later, she has full recovery. In fact, just this past Wednesday, when I'm recording this past Wednesday, April 6th, I was there, which was coincidentally the same day as the 10-year anniversary of the YouTube channel. And on that day, he said, she's good to go. And that's just one example. Lots of people go through this all the time. My wife and I have seen it in our many hours sitting in waiting rooms. We've seen all kinds of kids, all with their own situations, all being treated. The auction accomplishes 2 things. It gets AVGN memorabilia into the hands of fans who would appreciate them, and most important, it helps raise money to help children. Now for some details on how this whole auction is going to work. This is all in the process right now, so any up-to-date information is in the description of this video, so look there for all the necessary links, including a list of all the items. You can start bidding online now. All the bidding is being handled by the Sellersville auction in Pennsylvania. I'm bringing all the items to them. They're handling everything for me so I can get back to working on videos. They're going to auction them on more than one website at a time, including eBay, which will happen later. And then it all ends on May 6th with a live auction at Sellersville, which I will appear at. That covers all the main stuff, but if you're planning to bid, then here's some important information for the buyers. If you're a successful bidder and you win an item, you'll have to pay the shipping costs. There is no profit for me. Like I said, 100% of the proceeds goes directly to Shriners Hospitals for Children. But in addition to that, there's shipping costs. Also, in addition to the total price, there's a 5% fee for eBay or any of the other online bidding services, plus 13% for staffing fees at Sellersville, and also some other flat charges which I am paying. Just to be clear, none of this comes out of the proceeds. This is in addition to it. So just to reiterate, 5% online fees plus 13% staffing fees equals 18%, right? That's on top of the total price. So let's say, for example, an item sells for $100. 18% is $18. So that brings the total to $118. None of that additional money has anything to do with me. Sellersville handles all the finances and will be paying 100% of the item price to the hospitals. I think that covers everything. That was a lot of information, but just in case I didn't get everything, then check the description below for all the links. Thanks for watching The Nerd all these years. I've been happy to entertain and even happier to do this.